Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the new Marvel Legends Spider-Man from Far From Home, part of the Molten Man Build-A-Figure wave of Spider-Man Marvel Legends. This is the black suit that he's got in the movie, because I haven't seen the movie and that's all I can say to describe it. I'm guessing it's something like from S.H.I.E.L.D. or something. Not S.H.I.E.L.D., but Nick Fury. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie yet, and I don't think I will anytime soon because too many people told me it wasn't all that good. Let me know in the comment section below if you liked the movie or if you didn't. Please don't spoil it too badly for other people. Alright, so this figure does look actually pretty cool. They did some things that I absolutely love, and nothing comes to mind that's bad off the top of my head. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just about 6 inches, which makes him pretty close to 15.5 centimeters. That seems to be appropriate. He's not all that tall, so he's definitely shorter than most of your Marvel Legends. That's okay, though that does put him at 6 foot tall if this was true 1/12 scale, which goes to show that it is not. It is slightly bigger because I don't think Spider-Man is supposed to be a 6 foot tall guy. Anyway, it looks pretty cool. It's mostly just molded black plastic with a matte finish, but, and this is the big but that I like a lot, that sounded wrong, or did it sound right? Anyway, it's very shiny in some places and is clearly intentional, and I love it. I love varied finishes on figures, and this figure does it very well. Now, I know the harsh lighting is making the matte parts look shinier than they are. They are not totally flat, though, so be aware that it's not a stark contrast, but it is very noticeable. In particular, there's a line right here, the insides of the arms, those are all shiny, parts of the boots are shiny, and then of course like the main chest is matte and all these other areas, so hopefully you can tell on camera what's what. Looks very nice in person. That's it for paint though, other than the silver on the eyes, and that's all that it is. It's just a little bit of silver on the eyes. That's it. Nothing else to say. So aesthetically speaking, it does look pretty good. Proportionally speaking, it's pretty good. And it doesn't look too disconnected from Articulation, though they started to give all these figures like really big thigh gaps. And I don't really care for that too much because that's just not really how humans are built. I mean, you can have one obviously, but these are pretty big thigh gaps. So it's starting to look a little bit weird, but it's not terrible. And once you pose it, you won't even notice. So for the aesthetic, I'm gonna go ahead and say it's, I guess it's an 8 out of 10. I guess that's what it's supposed to look like for the most part, and they did a good job. So, all right, cool. As for accessories, we have the one head, which you already saw, which is fully masked. And then we have an alternate head where the visor, goggle thingies flip up, and you can see his eyes underneath. The eyes are very cartoonish looking. They don't look great. It's a cool sculpt, and they did a good job executing the whole mechanism, but the eyes look pretty janky, so that's not awesome. As far as the hands go, we have 2 fist hands that come out of the package, and 2 whipping hands. And that's it. No webs or anything else. So accessory-wise, 6 out of 10. We have nothing to make this guy stand out as being Spider-Man. If you did not know this was Spider-Man, you would just think it's a guy in a black suit with kind of Spider-Man shaped eyes. That is it. Of course, the whipping hands would be a hint, but still, nothing to indicate he's Spider-Man. A web line or something, or ropes, I don't know, maybe he only uses rope, whatever. Hey, something like that would have been good as an accessory. Alright, time for the articulation. The head is on a hinge, it does look up very nicely, it does look down very nicely. It's on a ball peg as well, so you can see it moves funny on top, but that's okay. And people said that the rescue figure Pepper Potts has too big of a neck. It really doesn't, just like this figure really doesn't. If you look at it from the front, it doesn't have too long of a neck at all. It only looks like it has a really long neck because it's separated from the back of the head. And in real life, your neck goes right up into your skull, and so it doesn't look like it is as long as it actually is. So yes, it can look awkward at certain angles, but it's not too long. You can see from the front, his neck is perfectly okay. So that's alright. Anyway, neck works okay. Shoulders, we have decent range going out to the side, better than horizontal, full rotation, bicep swivel, and a butterfly joint, which isn't great. We've seen much better. It's not terrible, so it's not like it hurts the figure any, but we've seen better. It's okay. It goes back pretty nicely, but going forward, you don't get a ton of range. It's there, but not all that much. It's really only good for this pose right here, which is an important pose for Spider-Man, like a nice swinging pose, but that's kind of it. So, yeah, it's not great, but it'll do. Bicep swivel, again, is okay. Elbows are fine. Wrist swivel and hinge, that's fine, though the hinge is kind of loose. Ab crunch goes pretty far back. Not all that far forward. Honestly, for Spider-Man, this is pretty whack. Doesn't have much range. Waist twist is fine. Hips, let's see. Hips go pretty far forward, pretty much all the way. Thigh swivels were really loose. We'll get to that. They go back just a tiny bit out to the side, way better than most, so that's awesome. Thigh swivel is there but loose. Double jointed knee works pretty nicely. Ankle hinge goes all the way back and not very far forward, but you do get a nice ankle rocker. So for a Spider-Man figure, this guy's articulation is severely lacking. It's not terrible, and by most figure standards it would be okay, but for Spider-Man, you're not getting him in very many spider poses. He's going to be pretty neutrally posed for a Spider-Man, so that's definitely a bummer. I'm going to give it only a 6 out of 10 for that. So, final verdict on this guy is it's somehow a pretty strong release, and at the same time, kind of blah. And not just because he's solid black, because I think the aesthetic's the best part about this guy. But the accessories are, even though they're not all that useful accessories. They're nice to have, but they're okay. And as far as the articulation goes, it's mostly only... Oh, by the way, you can't straighten out his arms. They only go so far back. So, I don't know. It's just kind of a... I could see a lot of people getting this figure and liking it a whole bunch and then trying to pose it and then dramatically changing their feelings about it. So I'm curious what you guys think about it, but I'm only going to give this guy a 7. It's a very average for the good end of figures. It's not impressive, really. Although I do really like the finish on that shiny black with the matte black. So yeah, only a 7. There it is, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't, because I have new videos out just about every single day, and thousands of videos already on the channel just waiting to save you money. So make sure you come back for all of that, and in the meantime, keep collecting.